Ganun din po ang NIA at saka NFA. Kailangan po natin ng kung gusto niyo na mag-stabilize yung presyo ng palay at bigas na nasisiyahan yung magsasaka at nasisiyahan din yung bumibili. Kailangan po talaga na magkaroon ng tulungan dito sa malaking problema natin na pagka umulan, sigurado yung trader, bagsak na kaagad yung pagbili ng palay kahit na hindi yun ang nasa presyo. Ang totoo no, ang rule of thumb, pag binili kita ng 15 pesos, 30 lang dapat, tubo na yung rice miller. Rule of thumb. Kasi po, 62 to 64% ang recovery. Pagkayari po nun, meron pa ho tayong binlid, meron pa ho tayong ipa. Marami pa hong binibili na ibebenta yon. So, kung masusing-masusi, kaya ako po'y ipagpamanin ng aking mga kasama, si Chairman Kimbo, Chairman Mark, ako po'y handang-handang makipagtulungan sa inyo dahil isa sa aking adhikain ay yung pagsasaka. Matagal po ako nagsaka, tinuruan po ako ng aking ama. Nung ako'y nagsimula magsaka, 10 taong gulang, nung ako'y turuan na gumamit ng kalabaw. So, marami po akong maitutulong, kaya ho ako lang narito at ayoko pong magusga ng hindi masusing na pag-aralan ang lahat. Pero sa suporta po, ang suporta po ng 3rd District of Nueva Ecija at naniniwala po ako buhat kay Congressman Pascual, Congressman Swansing, Congresswoman Swansing, Congressman hindi, si Emeng, si kapatid ni Mickey, lahat po kami mga kongresista ng Nueva Ecija ay magtutulong-tulong dahil ito ay kailangan natin. So, Mr. Chair, maraming salamat po. Ako po'y nagmamasid lang at pag ginawa ko po yung aking mga katanungan, ito po ay magiging makahulugan para sa mga magsasaka. At ito po ay magiging makahulugan din para sa gobyerno hinggil sa isang plano na hindi dapat baguhin ng sino pang presidente na darating pa. Kailangan po pang matagalan yung plano at maayos yung plano. Naniniwala po ako sa inyo, kay Congressman Kimbo, na naging kaibigan ng asawa ko, yung asawa niya. At ganoon naman po yung aking kapitbahay na si Mark. Magkakapitbahay tayo sa ating opisina. So, yun lang naman po ang aking sasabihin ngayon. At in consultation with them, we will give you a very good outlook on this matter. So, maraming salamat po.
Maraming salamat po, Congressman Jay Vergara. Again, as mentioned earlier, thank you so much for your patience. But we would like to hear from you, from our representative from Erie. We have Dr. Junel Soriano. and Dr. Alisher Mirzabaev. Did I get that right? Yeah. Anyway, you've been hearing all the concerns of the committee early on, so we hope that we're hopeful that you have some concerns that you could also, or ideas that you could help us with. So, Dr. Junel, but before I recognize Dr. Junel, may we recognize acknowledge the presence of the Honorable Loreto Amante and the Honorable Rene Luis Co. Thank you so much. Yes, Dr. Junel.
Thank you, honorable chairs and members of the House, as well as our partners in the Philippines, especially DA, especially under the RICE program, of course, PhilRICE. What I can share with you after the hearing discussion this morning is all about our key strategies in the Philippines, wherein we are stay committed and focused by extending assistance to the Department of Agriculture, of course, with PhilRICE. The first one is about the enhancing food security. Our major research program are focused on increasing productivity. Number two is we want to boost climate resiliency. As far as our breeding is concerned, we are breeding climate resilient rice varieties, aside from high yielding varieties. And of course, we are also breeding nutritious rice so far with, of course, PhilRICE. Number three is we are combating non-communicable disease. We have several programs being set here in the Philippines. And lastly, we want to accelerate technology transfer or innovation when it comes to rice in the Philippines. My colleague here is Alisher Mirzabaev, who would like to share with you about the global rice situation. And this is really connected to our discussion about EO93. Thank you po.
Yes, thank you very much, Dr. Junel. May we recognize Dr. Alisher Mirzabaev for any contribution to the discussion in today's briefing.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. First of all, let me thank you for this opportunity to contribute to these deliberations. Colleagues in the morning already indicated about what happened during the last few months. Perhaps it would be also useful to know what are the projections to the coming months so that these decisions could also be made in a proactive manner. Projections show that the global rice production this year will be 541 million tons. Like the last year, the highest in records. Current global stocks are 188 million tons, also highest in record. We have stock-to-use ratio, 35%. Last time we had such high stock-to-use ratio was 30 years ago, in 80s. India currently alone has 37 million tons of stocks, and they're expecting a very good bumper harvest, which is coming already in. To the extent that there is no storage in India. There are stories that some of the grain, some of the rice paddy is being stored in open air under tarpaulin because of lack of storage. The same kind of lack of storage situation is in Vietnam, in other countries. So, on top of that, there is effective, aggressive price cutting among the key exporters. There is a chase to the bottom, if you can say so, because there is a fight for market share. Right now, last week, 1 ton of 5% broken rice across different sources was between $330 to $370. So that roughly translates to about 18 to 21 pesos per kg. Roughly similar farm gate support price that we are discussing today here. That's the FOB international retail price. So in that context, other countries are also suffering very much, and these prices have not yet reached the bottom. It's very likely that they will go another 10-15% in the coming months because of incoming new harvest, lack of storage capacities. They need to go somewhere. Other countries, as I said, are suffering as well. Thailand, Vietnam, India. Indian farmers are to some extent insulated because of minimum support price at about $265, which roughly corresponds to 15 pesos per kg. And that minimum support price was calculated with the assumption that they need to get 50% net income, net margin. For that reason, although in terms of overall income, those farmers are still very poor because acreage is small. Average acreage is 1 hectare. So even if you are getting 50% net margin, you are not making a lot of money out of 1 hectare. And I think similar situation dynamic is also present here in the Philippines. Thailand is instituting such measures like soft loans for delaying paddy sales to farmers, so loans to delay paddy sales, subsidies for reimbursement of storage costs both to farmers and millers. Indonesia is increasing warehouse capacities, trying to increase. So these questions that are being discussed today are also being discussed in other legislative bodies across the region. And always dilemma is always any policy decision will make losers and winners. Of course, in economic model, we can maximize social welfare and then say, okay, this is the best economic optimal approach. But then policy would also need to make sure that those who are losing can afford those losses. Otherwise, that would be a problem. So I fully agree with also the statements about combining the short-term action with long-term action around improving the competitiveness of the Philippine rice production. And it has all the potential to become competitive. One area where there is a need for action is on labor costs. Currently, labor costs represent about 25–30% of total production costs. And there are technologies to achieve that, like direct seeding, mechanized direct seeding. Of course, this needs to be accompanied by rural employment generation measures which will absorb then this labor. Other technologies like seeding drones. So there are some areas actually the Philippines is leading the region. For example, in low GI rice, low glycemic index rice, rice which is good for diabetics people. So there are these kind of areas where Philippines also is very quite competitive. Overall, at the end of my kind of intervention input, I would like to express my thanks again, and also our happiness at IRRI that we are working together with DA, Field Rice, including on these kind of issues where we are have plans to develop empirical, fact-based, evidence-based economic modeling and foresight tools so that we are able to inform your decision-making in a way that relies on actual facts and can simulate different policy scenarios. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you very much, Dr. Alisher. That's very interesting. Would it be possible to request a short briefer on your statements given? Dr. Janelle,
Yes,
could you help us out with the source? Could we get at least a copy of?
Yeah, this morning, Mr. Chair, we handed a brief article about this particular issue, but we are willing to supplement other information from our side, including this statement that we provided this morning. But of course, I would like also to acknowledge TOF for helping us in terms of providing funds to some of our projects at IRRI.
Sige, thank you so much, Dr. Janelle and Dr. Alisher. Very interesting insights that you've shared with us. Thank you. At this point, we have the Honorable Agatha Paula Cruz, who would wish to, I think, ask a few questions.
Just a quick one. Thank you very much for equally dashing chairman. Sa inyo pong lahat and for everybody. For the Department of Agriculture, so we thank you for explaining to us and giving us a background on the suspension of our importation. May I ask, do you have currently any objective thresholds to guide you in your decision whether or not it is necessary to extend or terminate the import suspension? For example, now we've been mentioning a lot about the prices, etc. Even in the background, because the price has already reached 7 pesos or below. Do you have like a formula that you are currently following objectively that if